I referred people to the FBI, but that
Mm-hmm.
was if I was tired of talking to them and they were what we call a 220, kind of mental.
In comparison to my usual streaming week. Usually I stream 5 to 7 days. This week's only 4. Reason being, I have 2 days scheduled off, both Thursday and Friday of this week, which I think is December 4th and 5th. I have previous IRL commitments. That's right. Real life sometimes gets involved and says, well, you got to do this. And that's what's happening right now is I have to do some stuff and I can't be here. All right. So I hope you guys understand. Sorry about that. Obviously, I'd like to be here more, especially the first week of holiday season stuff. I'd like to be here more, but it's life. When I come back, I think the week after, I will have straight 6 days of streaming, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, I might have 7 straight days of streaming that next week, actually, to make up for it. So there you go. So yeah, good stuff, right? I'm excited, but it is a shorter week. And the other thing about this week is that all the stuff that I ordered on Black Friday during that whopping almost 4-hour DSP buys it segment where we went on Amazon together. We looked at a new desk, a new chair, a new controller, new speakers, 2 new monitors, monitor arms, among other things. Like we ordered a ton of stuff, right? That's all coming sporadically over the course of this week. So as stuff arrives, we very well might want to start like unboxing it and or doing it gradually. Because here's the thing, if we do it all at once, that's going to be like a lot of time. Like let's say I waited till Wednesday to even look at any of the stuff. That might take so long that it's all of Wednesday. As opposed to, let's say today, some of the stuff shows up. We live unbox it. I start testing it, using it. Tomorrow, the chair shows up. I unbox and we put the chair together, try to get it as part of the setup. You see what I'm saying? I think it makes more sense to do it slowly and gradually as much as I can. However, there is one critical problem with that. The linchpin of the entire setup, the thing that I need to really get this new setup going, is the desk. The desk is like the critical thing. And sadly, the desk is coming last from what I'm being told, which I guess I can keep updating and trying to get, information about it. But the desk is coming Wednesday. It did ship, but there haven't been any updates since yesterday. If the desk comes early, like let's say the desk comes tomorrow, right? Well, then that's perfect because then we can actually schedule, hey, do I want to do it Tuesday, build it or whatever? But I have the feeling it ain't going to come till Wednesday, and Wednesday's my last day of the week. So that really sucks. And sorry, because there's some trolling. I'm just taking care of it quickly. It really sucks because I really wanted to have that set up, especially because, you're starting a new month, right? And I did all this setup, but guess what? With this new desk, it's definitely going to be higher than my setup. My chair is going to be higher. That means I got to adjust my background. I might even have to add like an additional layer to each side here to get it high enough to match up with my new setup. In which case, now the cameras have to be adjusted. It's a lot of work. It's not just an easy thing. It's going to be a ton of work to get it going. I don't want to start the month and then have to change the setup right away, but it looks like I have to. Like, it looks like that's what's going to happen is I'm going to end up having to change the setup again, middle of the week. Or worst case scenario, what happens if the desk actually doesn't come on Wednesday? Then I guess we got to work on this next week when I come back on Saturday, So it is what it is. Exactly. Broden says, all in good time, you'll get there. I know, but like, let me put it this way. Number one, there's an anticipation factor, right? I'm like, ooh, I got all this new stuff coming to improve the setup and everything's going to be so much cooler and better. And I can't wait, right? Like, you buy something, you want it right away. You don't have to wait a million years to get it, right? You get all excited. That's number one. But number two, there's the whole idea that, I want to have this setup optimized. And last year I invested a lot of money in it to get a dual PC setup with a better cameras and lighting and all of that. And then I just kind of stopped because I was like, I don't want to dump an insane amount into it, right? Because I don't want to empty everything out that I made. And what happens if something goes wrong? And I'm actually glad I did that because, to be honest, this year, a few things did go wrong behind the scenes, had nothing to do with my streams or content, but I had to drop some money kind of mid-year out of nowhere. And because of that, if I had dropped so much money to fully upgrade my setup last year, it might have been a lot tighter than it ended up being. You know what I'm saying? But now you guys have been so supportive this last week, especially, with this newfound audience that are coming and hanging out and supporting with me, that basically because of that, I was able to do this upgrade on Friday. And I'm so appreciative of that, guys. Really, you guys are absolutely amazing. And I thank you so very much for supporting me the way that you have. It's so cool that you did that for me, because now I was able to do basically the second half of the upgrades that I didn't do last year. Hopefully, this will be the last set of upgrades for a while. And then the significant, stuff to spend money on would be any game that you guys want, or maybe a gaming peripheral for something, but it wouldn't have to be like the cameras, the capture devices, the setup. I'll have it all in place for years to come. So I'm excited. I know you guys are excited too. And I cannot wait for what's to come in the future. I just need the stuff to show up. In fact, I just got notification that a couple things just got delivered, and I'm going to go downstairs and grab them. But before I do, Sweet Share, you're being amazing this morning. And I welcome you here to the beginning of fun holiday festivities on the channel. I'm very excited for what's coming. I hope that you are too. Now, many different things going on. First off, this is my holiday border that I was using years ago. I'm not necessarily going to keep using this border. I just wanted to have it here today as we actually launched for the holiday season. However, to show you my full setup for the month, which for the record could change, and I'll explain why in a minute. Here we are. Very, again, minimalist stuff. I don't like going crazy, but I like having a few things here or there that are holiday themed. And I changed some coloring of different things in the background, as you can see. We now have blue panels instead of black. Figured a little bit more wintry. Changed this out from black to green, kind of festive, like an evergreen tree. We got some cool stuff back here. Some people who are longtime viewers may recognize this guy. He's been in my Christmas setup annually for like 7 years. It's been pretty wild. And as you can see, brand new animations that'll be running all month. We've got Christmas themed animations, but also a little bit of fall mixed in, but mostly, Christmas themed. But new stuff for all the different games that I'll be playing this month, as well as one that's more like winter themed rather than just Christmas. So good stuff. All right, now I have updated all of the contribution animations, all of them. All right. So it doesn't matter if you super chat on YouTube, if you send kicks on Kick, if you send a tip, there are brand new animations now set up. And the big addition this year is not just that they're Christmas themed animations, because I do these annually. Now I have sound effects timed with the animations that are actually appropriate to the animations. So I don't really want to spoil. I'd rather have you see them as they happen naturally. But like every level, for little like super chats that are just randomized, and, smaller contributions like 100 kicks, or bigger ones like $5, $10, $20, I have all this new stuff that's going to pop up. So as people contribute, we'll see some of this new stuff, and hopefully you'll like it. If you have any criticisms or any suggestions, let me know. I tried to make it reasonable volume so it doesn't like blow our ears out. So hopefully you'll like it. I put a lot of effort into it. I was in here yesterday on my day off, putting into work. I set everything up, redid the whole setup behind me, got all these animations set up to go. Here we go. Wow. Well, first of all, Sweet Share became a sub on Kick, and I don't know if it popped up or not because we were doing the intro, okay? But Sweet Share just did a 1,000 Kick contribution. So let's get our first animation of the day. For the Kick stuff, sadly, I have to manually play it still. It's still not automated. But here we go. Ready? I don't remember what this one is. Oh, God. This is our first one. I can't believe this is the first one we're playing. Ready? Thank you to Sweet Share. Now, did that echo? Because if it did, I have to fix it. Was that fine? Or did it echo? And by the way, why am I on? Oh, I turned off the border. That's why. Was there echo? It was fine. No echo? Okay. I heard an echo, but I hear it on my end because I'm having it play through my speakers as well. If you guys didn't hear an echo, it's good. All right. Cool. So, yes. Anyway, so I hope you liked it. That's our first of the month. There we go. Let me go ahead and yes, the animations are basically classic animations. I've used some of these for years and years. Some are only like 1 year old. So I have like maybe I think it's between 5 and 10 different animations, but all the sound effects are new. Okay. Cool. Let me get that on the leaderboard. Where the hell is my leaderboard? Hold on a second. There it is. Where did the leaderboard go? Okay, so that was Sweet Share, and Sweet Share also became a member. So actually, you became a sub over on Kick, so let's get you there too. Thank you so much. So let's get that on the leaderboard, and then let's shout him out, because I think Sweet Share even said something in that, in those kicks. Let's see. So Sweet Share says, I've decided to finally check you out on live stream instead of just re-upload to keep it up, King. Thank you, Sweet Share. I appreciate you coming by, hanging out. Now, you're on the Kick side of stuff. To forewarn you, all right, there's kind of a method to the madness around here. My longtime viewers and supporters mostly watch me on YouTube. The reason being is because I've been streaming on YouTube for a very long time. Kick's a relatively new thing. I've been streaming on there for about a year. There's a lot of kind of teasing, trollish element over there. You're going to see people saying some silly things in the chat and stuff like that. So FYI, if you're a newcomer and you're in the Kick chat and you're like, why are they all making fun of Phil? Why are they that's why. It's kind of that has that separation on purpose, like it's done purposefully. So that way you kind of separate the two audiences. But you're welcome on either, whichever you'd like to chat. And thank you so much for the first contributions of the week right there. So as you can see, for all contributions, we have animations just like that. Okay? Thank you so much, Sweet Share, for getting this stuff going today. All right? All right, so FYI, yesterday, or excuse me, I said yesterday. In my mind, it was yesterday. Friday was Black Friday, and I did a marathon. And it was a good one. It was a doozy. It was actually one of my most attended marathons all year. Why? Well, because I have this new audience, more people coming by and hanging out with me than I've had in a long time.